In this video, I'll show you how Quote and Cut Enterprise tracks sheet inventory, automatically adjusts stock when WooCommerce orders change, and sends low stock and out of stock email alerts. Sheet inventory is included with Quote and Cut Enterprise and requires the core Quote and Cut plugin and Quote and Cut Advanced to remain active. The inventory controls are located on the main Quote and Cut settings page rather than on a separate inventory dashboard. Scroll down to the sheet inventory section. When the connected account includes this enterprise feature, the inventory controls are available for editing. Enable sheet management to begin tracking the available sheet stock for each configured material. Once enabled, Quote and Cut can automatically reduce or restore material stock as the status of a WooCommerce order changes. The low stock threshold controls when the first warning email is triggered. For this demonstration, we'll use two sheets. The out-of-stock threshold controls the point at which the material is treated as having reached the critical stock level. The default value is 0. Stock alert emails use the standard WooCommerce email system. Select Open WooCommerce email settings to configure the recipients and message format. Quote and Cut Enterprise registers two additional WooCommerce emails. The first is low sheet stock. This notification can be enabled or disabled and sent to one or more comma-separated recipients. You can customize the subject, email heading, additional content, and email type using the normal WooCommerce email controls. The default subject includes both the website name and the affected material, making the alert easy to identify. The second notification is out of sheet stock, which is configured independently. This allows the critical out-of-stock alert to use different recipients or wording from the earlier low stock warning. Save the notification settings before returning to Quote and Cut. The current inventory is entered directly against the materials already used for quoting. When sheet management is available, the material list includes an additional sheet stock column. Enter the available stock for each individual material and thickness. Here, we'll begin with 3 sheets of 3mm S275 carbon steel. Every row has its own stock value, so different grades, thicknesses, and sheet sizes can be managed independently. Stock can include decimal values because Quote and Cut tracks the equivalent sheet usage calculated from the nesting result. Select Save Settings to store both the inventory configuration and the material stock levels. We'll now create a new front-end quotation using the material whose stock we just configured. Select the matching material and thickness, then enter a quantity that will use approximately 1 equivalent sheet. Quote and Cut calculates the job normally and records the sheet usage alongside the quotation results. Add the completed quotation to the cart and place the order through WooCommerce. Inventory usage is attached to the new order. Stock is reduced for orders with pending payment, on hold, processing, or completed status. Returning to the material list shows that the available stock has automatically changed from 3 sheets to 2. Because the stock moved from above the low threshold to the threshold itself, WooCommerce sends the low sheet stock notification. The email identifies the material and shows the previous stock level, current stock level, configured threshold, and website address. Next, we'll place a second order that uses the remaining 2 equivalent sheets. Once this order is completed through checkout, its calculated sheet usage is applied to the same material stock. The material now has 0 sheets remaining, which meets the configured out-of-stock threshold. WooCommerce sends the separate out-of-sheet stock notification to the recipients configured for that email. The critical alert contains the same clear stock information, but uses its own subject, heading, recipients, and additional content. Quote and Cut also responds to order status changes. Cancelling an order restores the sheet usage previously deducted for that order. The restored quantity is immediately returned to the material's sheet stock value. Stock is also restored when an order becomes refunded or failed and when an order is trashed or deleted. Moving a restored order back to pending payment, on hold, processing, or completed reduces the inventory again without applying the same order twice. Notifications are sent when stock crosses a threshold from above to at or below it. They are not repeatedly sent every time stock changes while it is already below the threshold. When one stock movement crosses both thresholds, the out-of-sheet stock alert takes priority over the low-sheet stock email. Quote and Cut Enterprise keeps sheet availability connected to real quotations and WooCommerce orders, helping the team identify low materials before they affect production.